Hello, friends. This is Paul, and I hope you're enjoying wandering through nature with me each week. Well, if you enjoy wandering through nature and you enjoy journaling those wanderings, in other words, writing down or drawing whatever you find out there on our adventures, well, I've got an awesome nature journal for you. Yeah, I have 3 different nature journals with 3 different covers on them. The insides are pretty much the same, lots of blank pages for you to write and draw all your experiences and your feelings while you're wandering through nature. The covers are different on each one of the 3. And I also, for the young at heart or the youngsters who wander through nature with you, I have a children's nature journal, which is a guided nature journal. Lots of pages filled with ideas and suggestions for adventures in nature. Maybe they want to go exploring nature at night, doing a bug night. Well, they can do that with my suggestions, and they can write everything down in their journal. And of course, I did leave some pages blank for the youngsters to actually fill them out. Where can you get these awesome journals? Well, they're available now on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon.com. Do a search for author Paul Faringer, and you'll find the Nature Wanderer journals. And I'm in the middle of creating some new ones, so keep an eye out and grab those journals while they're available. Have a great day and keep wandering through nature. Hello, friends, and welcome to the podcast. This is Paul, and today you may hear a little bit of noise in the background. That'll go away as I get further up the trail here. I am out and about in Springville, New York, a little town in western New York, south of Buffalo. And I'm at Scobey Dam Park, and what you're hearing in the background, the noise, is what I like to call a man-made waterfall. It is where the dam is. Yeah, they built a dam here on Cattaraugus Creek, Scobey Dam, and it was a power-generating dam at one point. The little brick building is still here where it housed all the power generation equipment. Back in the day when we would get our energy from clean sources, hydroelectric, and now we've gone to coal and, well, I'm not going to get into energy. That's not why I'm here today. I actually have the building between me and the dam now, so it's going to be a little bit quieter, but this is actually Scobey Dam Park. It's owned and run by Erie County Parks and Recreation, and a lot of history behind this place. As a matter of fact, the dam was built back in 1929. It's about 30 foot tall, and I am actually up above it right now. And like I said, it used to be a power generating dam, and the electricity would basically be used right here for powering Springville, New York. Not all of their power, but they got some of their power from this dam. So hydroelectric power. Now it should start getting a little bit quieter here. Now, because of the history of the dam in the area, it's actually considered in this area they're on the National Register of Historic Places, so they consider this a historic place. And I'm not sure if that's when all the controversy started and someone pushed to put it on there, or whether it became a historic place before that and was put on the National Registry. And the controversy I'm talking about, I'll talk real briefly about this, but actually have a different topic in mind. But I always like to tell you a little bit about where I am and maybe some of the history and some of the interesting stuff about this place. Used to be where you would come off of Route 219, and there was road, Scobie Hill Road, that came right down to a parking lot and right to the dam, and you could have this nice hiking trail that I'm on now. It's about a mile-long hiking trail. Goes right along the river. We're down in a ravine here because the river over time has gouged it away. And all of a sudden they wanted to expand what we call around here the 219. I remember someone made fun of me once because how come in New York you guys always call it the? You know, why isn't it Route 219 or Route 400? It's always the 400 or the 219. Like it's the only one in the world and we own it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the way I was brought up. So anyhow, the 219 Expressway goes from Buffalo, New York, down in Springville, and it used to end right in Springville. But they're trying to get it down to the Southern Tier Expressway, which runs pretty much the entire width of New York State. And so they wanted to have it going from Buffalo all the way down to the Southern Tier Expressway. And they had a lot of controversy because, I mean, they were going through people's backyards, through all this pristine natural area. Where I am right now, it was going to go right through here too. They had to build a rather large bridge instead of the nice small bridge that they used to have. Which is still there, by the way. They want to build this really big, massive bridge going over, and they're afraid the construction would basically take away from the natural aspect of this place. And I kind of agree with them. Of course, I'm down in the gorge right now. All I hear is the waterfall. And even that's starting to get very faint. We are far enough down into the gorge. I mean, it's not a really deep gorge, but I'm down far enough where I don't even see Route 219 or the 219. And I don't hear any of the traffic from up there. Maybe when we get up a little further and it's a little quieter and you don't hear the waterfall, we might be able to hear some, but I doubt that too. So I remember there was one gentleman, I don't remember his name, but he was pushing, to stop the construction or reroute it or whatever, because this was eagle nesting habitat. Bald eagle, endangered species or a threatened species in New York State at the time. And this was I think this was like 10 years ago that all this happened. But he tried pushing, them to stop because they were going through bald eagle territory. Now, that never panned out because no one ever found a nest in this area. Yeah, eagles hang out down here. I've seen them before when I've been down in this area, down in the park here, but just a quick side note here, I did want to mention that after I stopped recording and I was on my way out to the parking area, I had a bald eagle fly overhead. It was an awesome sight to see. They don't really nest here, that as far as we know. I've never seen a nest, and they couldn't find any nests, and he couldn't show them if there was a nest. So essentially what happened was they built it anyhow. But then even more controversy started because they rerouted the road because they didn't want to build a separate bridge, so they rerouted the road to get to the park. And so that's a lot of construction, disturbing, the earth, and building the bridge and the 219 Expressway. All of that was disturbing the land. And what happened was the way the geography was here and the way the soil was, it loosened up the soil enough where they were having some problems. I remember it made a big story in the area where this one lady's house started to sink. And she actually had to evacuate the house and move because basically her house was going to end up in the river here. Cattaraugus Creek was going to swallow up her home, so they actually made her move. So they did relocate her. They paid to relocate her. They had to put a hold on the whole construction because they needed to do new studies on the soil, and yeah, it was a nightmare for years. But eventually the bridge was constructed. The bridge is up. It's about almost a mile to get to the bridge, and that's where I'm headed right now. So anyhow, I'm out here hiking. I don't get many chances to go hiking these days, it seems, especially in the winter time. Most people hibernate away. I stress all the time. You know, just because it's cold here in the Northeast, just because it's cold, well, don't hibernate. Nature's still out there. Get out and enjoy it. This weekend is National Take a Walk Outdoors Day. Yeah, January 20th of this year and every year, always January 20th is basically Take a Walk Outdoors, national holiday. So it's encouraging people to get outdoors. And I'm always stressing that with everybody. We have gotten into the age of technology where we're always in front of our computers. Oh, I mean, I am constantly working on my computer, working on my website, working on the podcast, I'm stuck in the digital age too. Everyone, my kids especially, used to make fun of me because I had a flip phone for the longest time, and I kept saying, it's like, what do I need a smartphone for? So I didn't want one. I wanted my flip phone. All I needed it for was to make phone calls. Now, yeah, they were so proud when I finally gave up my flip phone and I got a smartphone, and now I use my smartphone all the time. I have my life on it. You know, my calendar, my contacts, everything's on my phone now. So I get it. I understand. It makes our lives easier. But unfortunately, it also takes us away from nature, from getting outdoors, from being with nature. And I can't hear the waterfall in the background anymore. I'm far enough away. But there is, right across the creek from me, there's a slide. It's probably, okay, I'm going to try to guess the height of the wall of the gorge here. I'm going to guess that it's probably about 100 feet up. It's about 10, 20, yeah, I'm going to guess, somewhere around maybe between 75 and 100 feet up. And there's this small little chute of water cascading down the side. And I'll take a picture and post it on my social media so that everyone can see it. But beautiful place. And I do want to mention, I did hear, I can hear a little bit of traffic as I get closer to the bridge. So, you can hear a little bit of traffic down here, but not a lot. There's not a lot of traffic noise. Still rather peaceful down here. Oh my God, there is an absolutely beautiful sycamore tree. Quite large too, so I'm thinking it's a pretty old sycamore. Look at me, all covered in sores. If I don't get better soon, I'll be sick more. Old saying, it helped me remember the sycamore tree. We have this beautiful sycamore tree down here. Old growth, there's couple more right there. Old growth trees, because who can get to them? Yeah, it's hard to get to them, to log them, so a lot of times you find in these valleys and gorges, there's some more sycamores there. You'll find in these areas that there's not a lot of cutting, so the trees get to grow nice and big. One of these days, I won't go there in the winter, but sometime next summer I'll take you guys down to Zoar Valley where there's a lot of old growth. Maybe we'll go discover some of the old growth trees down there. But today, like I said, get outdoors and hike this weekend, Saturday. is Get Out and Hike, National Get Out and Hike Day. So I want to talk about, getting out and getting away from the social media, getting away from the electronics and explore nature. Get out and explore nature more. And I know several years ago, my wife and I had kayaks, spent a lot of money on those kayaks. I mean, a lot of money. I bought some really nice kayaks because I knew I was going to be kayaking in some lakes, and I do like rivers more. And creeks, good creeks, not the ones where you have to portage a lot, but good creeks where you can, go quite a ways with your kayaks. And so I wanted to get some nice, sturdy kayaks, and I did get a few nice, sturdy kayaks. And we used them for several years. It's like we would go out, maybe 6-7 times a year, maybe more. But then life got busy. Yeah, life got busy for us, and we just had so many things going on. Our weekends started getting packed full of other things to do. And it finally got to the point where I think it was maybe like 4 years ago or so, 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, that we noticed the one year it was winter, and it's like, we didn't use our kayaks at all this past summer. It's like, and we kept telling ourselves, next year we are definitely going to make time. And that year we went maybe twice. The next year we went maybe once. So last year, we decided, it's like, we're not using these, they're just collecting dust. It's like, let's just get rid of them, so we did. And I don't know if that was a mistake. I mean, our plan was, eventually we'll get some smaller kayaks, some nicer kayaks, but smaller, that are more transportable. Maybe that'll get us out doing it more. But it's like, even with hiking, that was the point where we started realizing that even with hiking, we weren't doing it as often as we should, that we wanted to, that we just weren't doing it. And so we decided, it's like, we have to do something to get us out hiking more, because we love hiking. It's not just because of the exercise. I mean, being outdoors, being in nature and hiking, it's good exercise. It's also good for the soul. I always like to say that. Many studies have shown that getting outdoors helps you mentally and physically. It builds your health. It builds your immunity. Just being in, contact with nature. So we decided we needed to kind of, I hate to say it this way, but force ourselves to get outdoors more. And, we tried doing, every weekend we're going to, do a hike. And that worked for a little while, but life got busy. So we started challenging ourselves. Now, you may hear a little more road noise now because I'm coming up to the bridges. We decided we needed to challenge ourselves. And so what we started doing is orienteering. And for quite a number of years, we went and bought what they called map hikes through the Buffalo Orienteering Club. And maybe your local orienteering club has them too. But lots of fun. Orienteering, I'll do an episode on that sometime, probably next summer. But orienteering is looking for markers that they hide in the woods. And you have to learn to use a map, orient yourself to the map and to your surroundings, and figure out where you are on the map, and find these markers on the trees. And so that's what we were doing for several years, and we were having a blast doing it. They usually put out, I think it was like 6 different maps, maybe more than that, but we usually picked 3 that were close to us and places where we enjoyed hiking, and that was fine. But after a while, I think we did that for like 3 years straight, and that's when we realized that you know, we know the areas. It's like we'd be walking through the woods looking for a marker on the tree, and it's like, oh yeah, that's where last year's marker was. Oh yeah, that's where the marker was a couple years ago. So it's like it was the same place, same sort of thing. And so we wanted something different. And a good friend of mine, shout out to my good friend Rich Kingston, avid outdoors person. He introduced us or told us about a hiking challenge. It's called the Western New York Hiking Challenge. And it's a really awesome thing to do. We signed up for it. And the challenge is basically doing so many hikes in the year. And there's not the entire year. They give you a time slot. So you basically are starting in the spring and ending in the fall. They now do a winter hiking challenge too, which goes, I think, from December to the end of March. So there's a couple of different challenges that they have, but we signed up for this hiking challenge. And that forced us, especially since we had to pay a fee to do it. And the nice thing about this, the fee goes towards prizes, and I'm sure it goes towards running the website and all that, but any profits would also basically be donated to local nonprofit environmental organizations. So a place that we're helping. This year, the Winter Challenge, I think they're donating the profits to trail maintenance organizations. So it's kind of a great thing for them to do. But it's funny how, I don't know if you're like this, but a lot of people are like, if you are paying for something, you want to get your money's worth, right? I mean, I'm that way. Yeah, I paid for this. I want to get my money's worth. So we tried to do as many of the hikes as we could. You're supposed to do so many in each area, and they had different areas like the southern tier, the central area, and the northern area, and you have to do the hikes in those areas, so many in each area. Now, the one area was a little bit far for us, so we did not complete that. We didn't get all the hikes in that area, mostly because travel time. So we decided that, hey, if we're going to hike there, we're going to do more than one hike. So we're cramming in like 3 hikes all in one day just to get this challenge. But hey, that's okay. It got us out hiking. It got us to actually go out into nature and get out and hike. So that's what we were doing. And it was a lot of fun. This year, we did that last year. That was our first year doing it. This past summer, we decided not to do it. And the only reason was because time. We just felt we didn't have the time to do it this year. Things got busy again. So we're hoping next year, because we talked about it, it's like, we both need to force ourselves to get out and hike more. So we decided that next summer we're going to sign up for it. Now I'm actually thinking about signing up for the Winter Challenge and doing that. Kind of, once again, forcing myself to get out and hike. Now I did find another site on the internet that I really like the way they are doing it too. There is another challenge it's a hiking challenge. Okay, I'm right underneath the 219 Expressway bridges. I'm standing right underneath the bridges, and I just heard a red-tailed hawk calling. This is pretty cool. Oh, I think I see him. There's a dead... Oh, there he goes again. There is a dead tree on the other bank with sticking out of the other pines. Oh yeah, that's him. There's no branches, no needles on it, so it's just a bare tree. And I don't know if you can hear him. He's just up there screaming away. Yeah, he's sitting right at the very tip top of that tree. Here he called again. I don't know if you heard him. And I have made it to the end of the trail. This is as far as it goes. So I'm right underneath all the bridges. There's 3 bridges here. One is the old 219, and the 2 bridges I'm under right now are the 219 expressway. A little bit noisy, so I'll start heading back. Sorry if I sound like I'm out of breath. There's a bit of a hill here. So now we'll be going downhill. Trails are a little sloppy too. So anyhow, there's this website that I discovered that I thought was really kind of neat. It's called the 52 Hiking Challenge. And I will put all the links to these hiking challenges in the show notes for you. So don't sit there writing them down or worrying about if I got the website wrong, but I will put the links in the show notes. 52 Hiking Challenge. And I signed up for that this year. What you're supposed to do is throughout the year, you have a full year. It doesn't matter when you start. I just happened to have found in the first week of January, so I'm going from January to January. So by December 31st of next year, I want to have all my hikes in. But if you start in March, you just go from March to March. And with the 52 Hike Challenge, you're basically trying to get 52 hikes in a year. Each hike has to be a minimum of 1 mile. So like today's hike is my 4th hike for the year. It's actually been encouraging me to get out and hike more. 3rd week of the year, and I've already done 4 hikes. So this is my 4th hike of the year. You don't have to pay for it. They also have some paid options, and you basically keep track. Every 10 hikes, you log it on their website, and when you finish the 52 hikes, then you go on their website and you log that you're a finisher, and you get on their post, and they have a store where you can buy medal saying that you finished. You can buy patches, but they also have levels where you can sign up and you pay. I don't remember the prices, but there's different levels, and you get different stuff for each level. Like the lowest level, I believe you get a couple of stickers, you get a patch, you get a logbook, you get an invitation to their party, you get the winner ribbons and medals, and so you get all this stuff with that. Plus, what I thought was really neat is they will plant a tree in your name too at certain levels. So it's a really neat thing to do. It gets people out hiking. There's Facebook groups for the 52 Hiking Challenge, and a lot of the states have their own little groups for this challenge too. So I joined both the groups, and it's kind of nice to talk to some of the people and see what they're up to, and you can take your pictures and take and post them on the social media there. So really fun thing to do. If you don't want to spend the money on it, you don't have to. But you do have to be self-motivated. And the best thing to do is do like I'm doing right now. I'm telling you that I'm doing it. Tell other people. Post on your Facebook that you're doing it. That way it kind of gives you incentive not to fail. So you don't want some friend coming up to you and say, hey, how's that 52 hiking challenge going for you? And you're like, hey, let's see, it's week 30 and I've only done 2 hikes. No, you don't want that. So it kind of encourages you, gives you incentive to get out and hike. There's some other hikes too. New York State parks is actually having their 100th anniversary this year. It's pretty impressive. So they came out with a challenge, New York State Parks Challenge. It's a nature challenge, not a hiking challenge. And they have a whole bunch of different activities that you need to do at New York State Parks. And you log so many. I think you only need to log like 24 of the, I think it's 100, and maybe more than that. But you only have to log like 24 to be entered into a drawing for a prize package. Which the other two challenges that I mentioned, they have prizes too, you know, for the winners, or I think they do drawings for the 52 hiking challenge. So another incentive, if you like getting hiking gear, you know, like to get gift certificates to some local hiking stores. That's what the Western New York Hiking Challenge does. Then, you know, it's great. You can, you know, have that incentive to keep you going on your hiking, keep you motivated in this whole thing. So if you're looking for something to get you outdoors, get you motivated to get outdoors more, force you to get away from the electronics, get away from the computers, you know, these challenges might be the thing for you. And I mean, I'm so excited about these that the Nature Wanderer, I am putting together, and I like to say we because it's more than just me. I mean, my wife supports me in this. I have friends who support me in this. And when I say we, it includes all of you too. So you've been there for me this whole time. But anyhow, the Nature Wanderer website is going to have a challenge also, a nature challenge. And I'm putting that together. It should be out within the next few weeks. Hopefully by, I'm going to say mid-February, I should have the whole thing together, put together. And it'll be kind of like the 52 hiking challenge where it's self-motivators. There's no, you know, logging other than what you want to log. But I will have incentives. I'll have prizes for everyone who completes certain parts of it. And it's not just going to be hiking. It's going to be basically getting outdoors. Getting outdoors, exploring nature. Also putting together a junior challenge, Junior Wanderer challenge for the younger kids to take their parents out and do different outdoor nature activities. Keep an eye on the Nature Wanderer website and the social media for announcements of it. But it will be released soon. So if you're looking for a challenge this coming summer, you know, try doing the Nature Wanderer challenge. It's not going to be hard, but it's going to be challenging enough to get you out exploring nature. So I'm on my way back now to the parking area. It's actually a very beautiful day today. And these sycamores, these huge sycamores, I'm just loving them. They're one of my favorite trees, sycamore trees. You know, just the coloration on them, the way the bark is. They're such majestic trees. So, I mean, I don't know why. I haven't been down here in a while. I don't know if I never noticed them before, if it's just that they're standing out because it's winter. Usually I'm here in the summertime hiking back in here. I think it's just I don't remember them from the last time I was here. So I was talking earlier about the benefits of hiking, and, you know, it's good to get out and, you know, get out hiking, but don't forget safety. You know, try to hike with a friend, hike in numbers. Especially unfamiliar territory, always, you know, have a first aid kit with you, have the proper clothing, you know, don't go out in dangerous weather, don't go out to dangerous areas, you know, be smart about hiking, but get out and hike, get out and explore nature. It's great exercise. It's good for the mind. I'm recording this on a Friday, and I just substitute taught all this week. The kids were great, but it's like it's been a long week, and I've been working on the Nature Wanderer challenges, and I've been working on a website for an art group that I am a part of, and I've been spending so much time on the computer. It's just that bell rang today at the end of the day. Kids got on the bus, they left, and I was out the door. It's like I came right here. I didn't even go home first. Just came here to enjoy nature, to enjoy this. It's just so relaxing for me. And you may find the same. It's a good way to clear your head. Oh, I'm in that area now where I'm far enough away from the bridges where I don't hear the road traffic. All I hear is the small waterfalls across from the creek. I just don't understand people who don't get out in nature. Don't be one of those people. Don't hibernate in the winter. If you need incentives to get out, like unfortunately all of us seem to at some point. I'm an avid outdoors person. I love being outdoors, and it's just been lately, it's been so busy I don't have a chance to. So if you're one of those people like me and needs a little incentive, join some of these challenges. They'll challenge you to get out and explore nature more. Get out and hike. And so what if you don't finish? So what if you sign up for the 52-week challenge and you're like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do 52 hikes. It's like, so what? Who cares? If you did 30, that's great. It's probably 30 more than you would have done. Who knows? So that's what I mean. Just use these incentives to get out and explore nature more. So I'm headed back towards the dam, so it's going to get a little noisy here. I hope you enjoyed wandering through nature with me, though. Don't forget to rate and review, especially if you enjoyed listening to the podcast. And make sure that you invite friends along with you. Love to get more followers following us through nature together. And support the podcast through Ko-Fi, through the Patreon page. Your donations help to pay for upgrades in equipment, for prizes for the upcoming challenge. I just restructured the entire Ko-Fi page. I have different levels now, very affordable. Or you can just make a one-time donation, and there's some new prizes for anyone who donates on Ko-Fi. I have stickers that I will send you if you donate, if you become a supporting member on Ko-Fi. And I am soon going to be putting some members only trainings and videos on there, so that hopefully, if you sign up, you can be a part of that. And don't forget, I do have a merch store, if you want to advertise for me by wearing a nice, cozy, warm sweatshirt, or maybe you're a t-shirt person. There's lots of items that you can order with the Nature Wanderer logo on them. So go to my merch store and support the podcast in that way. If you ever have ideas for episodes, or maybe you'd like to join me on one of my hikes through nature while I'm recording an episode via co-host, feel free to give me a call, contact me, drop me a DM, drop me an email. The website, totally redesigned. Another thing that kept me away from wandering through nature. I took a break from it today. But totally redesigned the website, adding new pages to it. You can go to the website and contact me fairly easily through there. check it all out. I'll leave everything in the show notes for you to easily click on. And don't forget to keep exploring the nature around you. Thanks, and have a great day. Did you know that plastic is made with oil, a fossil fuel that pollutes the environment? And did you know that only about 15% of all plastic is recycled into new products? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could live our lives without plastic so that we could stop harming the planet? Well, there's a company that wants to help you do just that. Life Without Plastic sells products that will reduce or eliminate your dependence on plastic. They have a large selection from toothbrushes to food storage containers to drinking straws, all plastic free. And it's reasonably priced. So what are you waiting for? Check out all these great plastic-free products and help save the planet. Just click on the link in the show notes to find out more and to start your journey to being plastic-free.